We think anxiety is our personality, it's our nervous system, stuck in a loop. It's part of the Hidden Machine series. Every episode explores one thing the brain does below your awareness that is quietly ruining your life. This is episode 8. I want to ask you something. When did you last feel generally calm? Not distracted, not busy, not numb. Actually calm, settled, present, not braced for the next thing. If you have to think hard to remember that, this is worth paying attention to. Because a lot of people who describe it themselves as anxious, as irritable, as someone who cannot switch off are not describing their personality. They are describing a nervous system that has been running a stress response for so long, it forgot how to stop. And nobody told them that those are different things. The first thing to understand is the difference between two types of stress. Short-term stress is useful. Your brain under pressure to meet deadline. Your body before a presentation, focused, alert, temporary. It activates and then it releases. Long-term stress is complicated, different when the stress response runs without releasing for weeks, months, years. The body starts treating the stress as normal. As the default setting, the alarm that was never turned off stops sounds like an alarm and starts sound like a silence. And here is what the actual does to the brain. The part of the brain that detects threat, the alarm system, gets bigger and more sensitive. And the part that thinks clearly and the regulation emotion, the rational part, gets smaller and weaker. The part that handles memory and learning gets impaired. This is not a metaphor, that structural change are visible on the brain scanners. Chronic stress literally changes the shape of the brain and the brain you are using to make every decision, as to read people, to manage money, to plan your future, might be running on a hardware that has been compromised by stress that has been running too long. The second thing, when something runs long enough, it stops feeling like a condition and starts to feel like a reality. A person who has been chronically stressed for 3 years does not remember what no stress feels like, so they conclude that this is just who they are. Someone who worries, someone who cannot relax, someone who always feels slightly behind, someone who just not very good at calm. But is not personality. That is a nervous system that lost its baseline and has been looking for it ever since. The third thing, and this is the one that connects everything. Remember what we covered in the last 7 episodes. The way we rationalize decisions after the fact. The way stress makes every emotion reaction to task stronger. The way the future feels less real when we are overwhelmed. All of those mechanisms, every single one, gets significantly worse under chronic stress. Procrastination gets worse. Memory gets worse. Prioritization gets stronger. The present bias gets stronger. Chronic stress is not just one problem on the list. It is a condition that amplifies every other problem on the list. It is operating system that all the other bugs run on. So what actually helps? Three things, none of them complicated, none of them require willpower, all of them require structure. Consistent movement, not intense training, not touching membership. Consistent physical movement. Walking counts. Daily, every day. The research on the movement and the stress is some of the most consistent in the field. The body was built to move. The stress chemical that accumulate burning today were designed to be burned off through physicalization. When they are not burned off, they stay. Movement is a nice addition to a health lifestyle. It is the most direct route to discharge a nervous system that has been running too hot for too long. Then, genuine connection, non-social media, non-surface conversation, being truly known by another person. One conversation where something real is said and received without judgment. Co-regulation is real. The presence of a calm person generally regulates the nervous system of a stressed one. We covered this in the episode on the loneliness. Being around the right person is not comfort, it is psychology. Then sleep. We will cover this probably in a later episode. For now, just know that sleep, deprivation, and chronic stress feed each other directly. One makes the other worse. Breaking the loop is more urgent than almost anything else on the to-do list. The practical question to sit with after the episode: what the thing in your life that is chronically activating the stress response, not the acute stressors, the chronic one, the job that is always slightly threatening, the relationship that is never fully safe, the financial situation that never fully resolves, the thing that is always there in the background all the time. That thing is not just unpleasant, it is actively compromising the brain. You are using to deal with everything else. Addressing it is not self-care. It is maintenance of the system that everything else depends on. And in the next episode, why the brain has a second form of hardware compromise, then dopamine, and what the attention economy was deliberately done to it.